things slow.
What's up, y'all? As I sit back and sip a little bit of this Uncle Nerd, just to wet my whistle, good Tennessee whiskey right there. Pusha T decides to come out and announce and try to play it off on Drake as a lawsuit is destroying hip hop. Lawsuits are destroying creativity and artistic visions, and hip hop will forever be changed. This ain't never been. This is unprecedented. Times is changing. This Canadian is messing up the game. This is what you get all this BS getting put out. I tell you this though, Pusha T, thank you for again not just validating the lawsuit, giving good evidence, and you are really solidifying the penmanship of Drake. And you wondering why I'm saying, how does he solidify the penmanship? Well, let me tell you why. I already knew about this. We already knew about this. A lot of Drake fans that listen to his music actually listen to it and know the writing, he is clairvoyant in his raps. How he raps, the things that are happening currently, when you rap about something current and then you drop it and you know what's going to happen and you drop it at a later date, so precisely timed, and when you drop it, the things that you say will happen in the song are happening in real time shortly after or down the line, just like now. Let me take you back to the beginning. I remember when Pusha T was collaborating with Pharrell. He had the music playing, doing the fashion show and stuff and all that in Paris. Remember the meltdown verse from Drake on Travis Scott when he said he would have been in Paris. Y'all remember this song? I put this up. Churchill Downs on my boy Jack Harlow and Drake. Let me read y'all some very particular points. And let me give you some background information before, just so you understand, just so you know. Pusha T and No Malice are set to release the album Let God Sort Him Out on July 11th of this year, 2025. Executive produced by Pharrell Williams. You understand? Now, guess what song Kendrick Lamar is featured on? You guessed it. Whips and Chains. Same reason. I'm sure a lot of people that's getting it, they click right then and there. Why would you say Churchill Downs and Whips and Chains? I'm sure y'all remember the line. I'll take you down the whole thing. Start off with this in the middle of this verse. And how should you take that? He said, based on how you say this statement, whips and chains like a dominatrix. Whoops. If I see you, I spit in your faces. Daytonas with the green faces. Kentucky Derby races, my president and spot is so abrasive. Box at the Churchill down for motivation. Let me read another one. Now, let me just rewind it back. Let me play another part of this. I'm getting ahead of myself because the way he puts it all together. Everything is a continuation. Every song, every album is a continuation off of the previous. So again, he says, praying on my downfall don't make you religious men. All I hear is plug talk coming from middleman Pusha. All I hear is tall tales coming from little man Kendrick. When I say I'm very rarely referring to women. Most of them bees, I know you're not even women. I'm trying to clean it up. I know it sounds like I'm being funny. I'm not even kidding. Same ones that say they run the game when they not even in it. You know who that is. Kendrick ain't never been jockeying for best rapper or never been that, because you can't, the last 15 years you can't tell the bulk of hip hop without Drake. Drake has been the city. Drake has been the main character. Drake has carried hip hop into where it is now. He has had it on his back, and you can say Kendrick is number one right now. You can say that. I'll say, okay, cool. He hot right now. But just know, the boy been carrying this thing on his back. He didn't keep it afloat. He didn't keep all the labels afloat. He kept positivity, because he's the only one that's really don't be on the sucker victim, woe is me, all that stuff. Nobody, in hip hop, you tell a tale, but it's the way you tell it. You like to express positivity. You like to express love. You like to show gratitude, pay homage. He's done that. He's kept names of historical MCs, historical hip hop figures, historical groups alive through samplings and collaborations. Just shout them out. You don't get a lot of that from a lot of these superstars, and he's really the only superstar to keep that alive. Let me go to the next song. See, a lot of people didn't know about this song on Her Loss, Broke Boys. I got a thread on X. I broke it down. People wondering why I said that Broke Boys is about Pusha T. They said, how? I want you guys to go Google Steve Harvey respond to Pusha T when Pusha T said Dennis wearing Steve Harvey suits or something like that. Steve Harvey said it was behind the scenes when they wasn't shooting, when they wasn't recording, but somebody in the crowd recorded. Respond to Pusha T calling him a broke boy. Who is Pusha T? He said, Pusha T, you are a broke boy. Now you get the song Broke Boys, and again, Drake, knowing that song, that was the first Whips and Chains off of Pusha T album, was the first song made on that album, and that was made years ago. You can say he just got the Kendrick verse. Pusha put in the request. See, Pusha like to think that Drake vetoed that. Drake already knew what's up. The reason is that he got dropped right now is because of the litigation right now, which has nothing to do with Pusha T or Kendrick. See, it's all to do with Def Jam and UMG and Def Jam being, even though it's a subsidiary of UMG, each head of those labels have their own relationship and their own business focus. If my relationship with Drake and Def Jam is cool, even under UMG, I want to keep my relationship, whatever I can keep, whatever I can find viable with, whatever I can refuge in through all this. So he tried to steer clear. Pusha T ain't helping nobody doing that. So again, on the verse Broke Boys, Drake said, shout out to Nthewood for recording the V's. He know what about to go, because nobody touching the flow. They say along the top, gotta be along the below. You boys getting ready to diss, but don't even mention the O. And don't even mention the foe unless you boys trying to go broke. And you remember in lines, just some hard lines after. Again, another diss towards Pusha, but Drake been knew that it was in some type of diss, some type of assault coming on his name, some type of diss coming his way. He already knew in the pipeline. Again, in hindsight, it's crazy him knowing that. He probably didn't know to the magnitude of all these guys, but he knew it was a concentrated certain person or people or group of people that he knew that was linking up, trying to get together. What's clever about this is when Drake said, hit you niggas like a buzzer beater nigga. 21 then says, I don't get mad, I get even. I hit you, and then Drake says, I hit you niggas and you gone. You sure are gone. At the last minute, when Pusha finishes his album, right at 1 second left, Drake hit the buzzer beat. Oh, hold your horses. They turn in that track list. The hook. Def Jam said, "Did we tell you? Didn't we tell you take that boy name off? Take that boy verse off this song." Push like, no, you can't. I ain't gonna do that. Yeah, you can't make me do that for Drake just because he in his feeling. That what Drake tried. That what Pusha tried to argue. No, it's my integrity. This is what I want to do. Okay, I said, okay, all right. So this is what you want to do. I'll do something better for you. You can do what you want to do. You just can't do what you want to do here. Again, take me to your boss. You're a receptionist. Ooh. Let me go. Let me add some more to it because he started talking to him in that song too. He said, "All you niggas make me sick. All you rappers rapping about the bricks and the licks. But I hear in real life you living with your girl. I can't talk to bro boys." Then you add another layer to it. Go to Follow the Dog. Go to Scary Hours 3. Weak man. You want to say, this is all speculation, this is all so and so. How can you verify it and put it together? I'm just trying to give you what I know as a actual fan of hip hop, an actual fan of MCing, an actual fan of artistic visions and writing and some top tier penmanship. And again, Drake claims, and again, Drake gives verifiable evidence in songs, in the music, to back up what we think and what his verses and what he said. Because he wouldn't have died with what's in his note. Now he can come out and say I'm wrong. They're fine. But I doubt he gonna do that because he know I'm right. Go to the Wick Man. Wick Man was about Pusha and a couple people, but it was mainly about Pusha T. You wanna know why? When he said, "Man, I remember when niggas was joking about some tick tick." Pusha T, and now that rapper broke that boy's statistic. Empty clips. I can't, again, Pusha T, the rapper broke. He been calling him broke because he's dropping a label. If you had the motion, if you had the leverage, a label wouldn't drop you. The songs will be you will be pushed more. Your albums will be pushed more. You will have more momentum when you're dropping songs. You don't. You out here doing instrumentals for real at Fashion Week. Don't nobody care about that. Empty clips. Yeah, empty clip. You empty. You have no home. You've been kicked out. You've been dropped. Another statistic, all these rappers and all the hundreds of thousands of rappers that got dropped from labels, you became another statistic. You do it to yourself. Drake says, "Play back the fact that I was born a perfectionist. I still can't even wrap my mind around the success of this. Point me to your boss, nigga. You a receptionist." Again, I don't talk to peons. This is what Drake said. I don't talk to y'all. Y'all don't run y'all. Y'all don't have any power. You don't have any leverage in your situation, in your label. I go to the head honcho. That's who Drake's talked to. He is on first name basis with the CEOs of these labels, Lucian Grange and all these people. He is on first name basis with these people. He don't talk to y'all like y'all need, like y'all are the ones that's going to get things done, get things moving. You don't have the power. You don't have the leverage in this situation like he does. So yeah, you're the receptionist. Point me to your boss. Okay, boom, boom, boom. I really hate the fact that you make this shit sound. I make this shit sound effortless. People just think he right. People just think he's just rapping. He got all these basic rhymes saying. See, the thing is, simplicity is what makes him the greatest. Because you don't need to be the most complex lyricist to get the point across. A lot of people, if you went to school, especially if you went to higher learning, and you took any type of public speaking, you took any type of research, they always tell you, all right, you write the details down, write everything about it. Professor go, you turn in a rough draft, he says, okay, now take the most important things, can you condense it to a short, why is it 2 paragraphs? Can you condense it down to 1 paragraph? And can you make the sentences, can you shorten the sentences where they're impactful, they give the same amount of information, if not more, in a more cleaner and concise way, simpler. The more you simplify it, the easier it is for the message not to get misconstrued or not to get lost in translation, and it's easier to be digested for the masses. for all people, not just people who higher IQ and higher education and stuff like that. It is once you have a simpler message that is also rooted in truth and in vivid detail, like Drake raps, you have a Drake. It's a skill. That is a skill that is not you have to work, you have to hone in that skill. So all these people that like to throw in all these words and rap fast, again, you are never going to be in my top list of rappers because you don't make great music. You can be the greatest I don't even say lyricism isn't just rapping good and big words. Lyricism is saying that you got this subject that you're talking about, you convey a point, you don't have to say too many words, and we get it all. I leave that song listening to it, enjoying the melodies, however the flows are, the patterns, the beat, and the production, and I get what you said. I know what you said. I know what the song is about. I don't need it to be that long. I don't need all these words jumping in there to get your point across. There's a lot of word salad. Again, people don't understand that. He said, I put so much thought into the messages. It's borderline obsessiveness. Remember who you messing with. Now, after all those, I want to hone in on, he says, after a summer beef between the two biggest artists, it resulted in an ongoing lawsuit from Drake. UMG blanched out the antagonistic optics of two of Drake's biggest enemies linking on wax. Pusha T says, I don't rate him no more. The suing thing is bigger than some rap stuff. Dang, it's like it just cheapens the art. Once we gotta have real questions about suing and litigation, like what for this? See, Pusha T like to. That's one thing he good at. He good at moving. He good at almost like sleight of hand. Drake lawsuit has nothing to do primarily with you. It has nothing to do with artistic vision and stuff like that. It's called. And you just have. It's just stupid. It was stupid on your part to think that again in this week again, because you first off the beef was you was a send out. Kanye sent you out. A guy younger than you sent your old self out to diss this man. Then you come again. You're trying to diss him. You're trying to link with one of his top ops, I guess, his top Kendrick Lamar. During this time, you thought you was gonna be slick and say, yeah, you try to play off his name, you try to get you a little buzz, you try to sell a couple records, sell your album off the name of Kendrick's name and Drake's name. And look what it got you. It got you dropped. Got you in limbo in the business, in the industry. That's what it got you. Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. How about you have some integrity and start to put in hard work yourself? Why do you have to center yourself around Drake? Why can't you just rap? Why can't, instead of you just trying to sell bricks and all this stuff all the time, talk about your life? Talk about yourself. Talk about something that's forward in hip hop, but you're not a real artist. You're a great rapper. I give you that. What positive impact have you had in hip hop? None. I like Exodus. I like them songs. I say them. Nostalgia. I say them. That's cool. That was great. I like the song. I like them nice. But that's it. You didn't move the needle for hip hop. Hip hop can be told without Pusha T. Hip hop can be told without the Glip. You didn't influence a generation. I'm speaking from the South. Nobody care about no damn Pusha T. And you try to say it because you really, and again, you strengthened his lawsuit because you brought up the Not Like Us, then you brought up the story out of down and what Drake and the label was doing. The label was trying to suppress you. The label would stop you and block you. Okay, so you verify the label has power to stop songs and stop media from coming out from artists. So they have the power. That's the whole thing about the lawsuit. Drake is exposing that labels have power. They have too much power. Well, why you can't drop the music you want to drop whenever you want to drop it, saying whatever you want to say? Why can't you do that? Because the label is really the one that owns you. The label is the one that's the actual owner of your music. That's where the buck stops. You ask, can I drop this? And they say, no, you can't drop it. You try to drop it on your IG, drop it on something else, they copyright strike it down. That's power. That's power that they shouldn't have over artists. If you really want the game to be free as you want it to be, you actually should support Drake in this lawsuit. But you too blind with hate at your old age to understand the actual ramifications and the things that can happen from the lawsuit, from Drake winning. You hate a man so much that even your enemy women, that your enemy winning, that in turn to benefit you, you'll still side with the oppressor. You'll still side with the person that's really taking control and having and throwing y'all around like rag dolls and tell you what to do, what to say, what to drop, what not to drop. And again, Drake's argument is UMG had the right to not like us publish, they had the right to not let none of these diss songs publish. Thing is, I wish it went back to how Drake was dropping on SoundCloud, YouTube, dropping it everywhere else but on DSPs, which is the official mainstream streamline from radio and all this stuff. Y'all wanted everything to get put on DSPs because y'all want to make money off of it doing it. When it ain't the art, when the battling and stuff, it ain't about money. See, and again, when I argue this is what hip hop is. Drake has always kept it hip hop. None of you knew. No, I ain't gonna say none of you. All you rappers that think that say you bleed hip hop, you was never hip hop because of how you moving right now. If this is how you moving right now at your older age, I know that's not how you was back then. You wanted to drop it on DSP. You wanted to drop these diss songs on real streaming platforms because you wanted to make money off it. You wanted to be licensed everywhere. You wanted to make as much buzz because you are attaching yourself to the biggest artists in the world. Try to clout chase. Look what it got you. See, if y'all battle just on offline, y'all just drop songs. You know who it's addressed to. You know who you're talking to. Cut out the middleman. The middleman is them labels. They the ones funding the wars. They the ones funding the battles. They the ones making the money off of each side. They the only ones making the most money. But a lot of y'all siding with labels and UMG and all this stuff, especially in this lawsuit. You're not for hip hop. You're not for the artist. And it's easy to see. You can't. We got eyes and ears. We got mind. We got common sense. Understand that. You can't. I don't care how stupid you say things. I don't care how stupid you are. Stupidity is contagious. I keep away from that. I started to read something stupid. I said, "Oh, click out or exit out." I ain't for to read the rest of it. Because it does something to you. When you hear somebody say something real stupid, you just like, ugh. It's a feeling in your gut, in your mind. You're like, oh my God, why did I just listen? Why did I just read this? You feel like inhaling cancer smoke. That's what it's like. Every time you read something, like smoke a whole cigarette right then and there. Kill yourself a little bit. That's what it seemed like. So again, another chip, add another W into Drake's side of this lawsuit and this legal battle. Again, it's established that UMG has power over artists. It has to say so. The buck stops with UMG when it comes to things. So if it's coming to a defamatory song, it's lying. Calling Drake one of the worst things, if not the worst thing in the world, that you can call somebody and you can allege on somebody, and thinking your words have no consequence. You think freedom of speech. Yes, because America has freedom of speech, but does not mean you are free of consequences from what you say. You cannot go into movie theaters, yell, fire. You cannot say you want to off the president. You cannot say these things. You cannot threaten people. You cannot threaten public officials. You cannot say you want to do this. You cannot tell somebody that you will do something to their kid, to their face, and nothing will happen to you. You can't say that you will assault somebody in this type of way, especially sexually, and you get away with it. It's you can get locked up for verbal assault. So words mean something. Words hold weight. So again, think before you speak. That's a lesson I thought all of us had learned at a young age. Your words mean something. You can't just cuss your mama out, cuss your dad out, and you think you ain't gonna get your butt whooped on the spot. It's just words. You can't call somebody out their name everywhere you go. I don't know you like that. You'll get smacked. You can't. Again, stop trying to think. You start to realize the people that are these artists are where the quiet ones. You was the ones that was socially awkward. You wasn't cool. You wasn't. And then you got the ones that want to be tough and this. Y'all think just saying what you want to say don't come with consequences. And then when you got to deal with the consequences, now you want to cry. You want to blame somebody instead of taking it on the chin and just heading and taking the problem head on, taking responsibility for what you said. Know that you said that. Take on that. Don't try to whine to us like why he acting like that so soft. Nah, you said what you said. Stand down and deal with it like a man, like a woman. That's at the crux of it all. You did what you did. Now you got to pay for it. UMG, Kendrick, and all and the whole group, the Elimination, Drake, all these people got together, wanted to do this to him. You got to pay for that. You gonna have to pay for saying that man's name like that. You got to pay. But see y'all later.
Yeah, so much on my mind just for you.